Have you ever caught yourself thinking, back in my day, things were better? Or maybe you've said, I'm too old to change, or I wish I had done things differently. If so, you're not alone. These are common thoughts that many of us have as we age. But have you ever stopped to wonder what they mean for your happiness and well-being? Are these thoughts holding you back from fully embracing the present and enjoying your later years to the fullest? In today's video, we're diving into 3 things you should never say, 3 things you should never do, and 3 places you should avoid as you get older. Why? Because the choices you make today will shape the quality of your life tomorrow. Staying stuck in the past or living in a place of regret only serves to keep you from living a vibrant, fulfilling life. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to break free from old patterns and start living with intention, joy, and purpose. You'll also discover why chasing approval from others is a fruitless pursuit and how hoarding possessions or dwelling on past losses can hold you back from experiencing peace and growth. Plus, we'll discuss how to reclaim your dignity by spending your time in places where you are truly valued and respected. If you're ready to live your best life, no matter your age, keep watching. Trust me, the insights shared here will transform the way you approach the rest of your years. Stay tuned until the end, because you don't want to miss these life-changing tips. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 3 things not to say. 1. Back in my day, things were better. This phrase echoes through the generations, often spoken by those who have lived long enough to witness the world transform in ways both subtle and striking. It's a phrase laced with nostalgia, carrying a deep yearning for a time that, in the speaker's mind, held something more sacred, more genuine, more simple than the world we now know. The memories of yesterday, whether real or romanticized, are often seen through a lens of affection. An affection for a life that felt more fulfilling, more grounded, and perhaps more meaningful. There's a certain comfort in holding onto those memories, as if they were the last anchor to a time when life seemed less complicated, when the connections we had felt more sincere, and when people appeared more connected to their roots. But, as much as there is to cherish about the past, we must also acknowledge that living in it too much can take a heavy toll on the soul. The more we cling to how it used to be, the more we risk succumbing to bitterness, anger, and even a kind of emotional blindness that can shut us off from everything we have today. When we idealize the past, we can become blind to the beauty, growth, and opportunities of the present moment. We forget that today holds a unique kind of magic, one that, just like the past, is fleeting, but filled with its promise. It's easy to romanticize what once was, to look back on those simpler times and wish we could return to them. But let's not forget that the world has evolved, and with that evolution comes a wealth of experiences, advancements, and possibilities that we are only beginning to tap into. We can't allow ourselves to be shackled by what's already gone. Embrace the present, because it's all we truly have, and it's here now that the power to shape our future resides. The past, while beautiful, is no place to live forever. The present is our canvas, and we can create something equally magnificent, if not more so, if we allow ourselves the grace to see it. 2. I'm too old to change. As we grow older, it's common to hear the words, I'm too old to change. So many people adopt this mindset, as though the passage of time has somehow locked them into a set pattern, preventing any transformation or growth. They become comfortable with their routines, habits, and familiar ways of thinking, believing that change is something reserved for the young and the restless. But in reality, nothing could be further from the truth. Change is not just for the young. It's for everyone, no matter how many years you've lived. To say you're too old to change is to rob yourself of the chance to experience the incredible beauty that life has to offer, to deny the endless possibilities for reinvention and self-discovery that are waiting right around the corner. Life doesn't stop evolving just because we age. It's often in our later years that we become more capable of embracing change, when we shed the unnecessary baggage of earlier years and develop the wisdom to navigate new experiences with grace and understanding. Change doesn't always have to mean something drastic or overwhelming. It can be as simple as deciding to try something new, whether it's learning a hobby, reaching out to an old friend, or adopting a healthier mindset. The very idea of staying stuck in the past, of allowing age to define our limitations, is heartbreaking. Imagine the joy of opening yourself up to new experiences, of truly seeing life through a fresh lens, no matter how many candles are on your birthday cake. Age is not the limit, our mindset is. It's the willingness to evolve, to challenge ourselves, and to grow that sets us free. We are never too old to learn, to change, or to love again. The truth is, we are all capable of growing, of finding new joys, and of making our golden years shine even brighter than we could have ever imagined. So, if you've ever thought, I'm too old to change, I encourage you to ask yourself, is age the barrier, or is it just fear holding you back from the most beautiful chapter of your life? 3. I wish I had done things differently. Regret is a heavy burden, one that grows heavier with each passing year. It's a haunting thought that lingers, weaving itself into the fabric of your daily life, making you question every choice, every decision, and every moment that could have been altered. There's a certain sorrow in reflecting on the roads you didn't take, the opportunities that slipped through your fingers, or the mistakes you wish you could erase from your past. We all have those moments, those whispers in the quiet of the night, asking, what if? But as much as we wish we could go back and change things, the truth is, the past is unchangeable. We cannot undo the choices we've made. What weighs most on us is not just the past itself, but the emotional energy we pour into those thoughts. Energy that could be used to move forward, to embrace the now, and to savor the precious moments we still have. Regret, if we let it, can become a thief in the night, silently stealing our time, our joy, and our ability to truly live. It's a mental trap, a cycle of endless what-ifs, that can rob us of the beauty of the present moment. The harsh reality is, no amount of wishing or longing can rewrite the past. But, oh, how freeing it can be to turn away from those regrets and focus on what we have now. The wisdom we've gained from our mistakes, the lessons learned, the love we've discovered, the paths we're still walking. There's a quiet power in accepting where we are and understanding that our experiences, good and bad, have shaped us into who we are today. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Embrace the beauty of the present, because that's where life truly resides. There's still so much left for us to do, so many experiences waiting to unfold. Rather than lingering on the pain of what could have been, let's use the energy we once wasted on regret to appreciate the gift of now. And maybe, just maybe, when we stop regretting, we'll begin to see that everything we've been through was leading us exactly here, to this moment, where we have the power to live fully, without fear, and with open hearts. 3. Things not to do. 1. Do not chase the approval of younger generations. It's natural to want acceptance and respect, but seeking validation from younger generations can often lead to feelings of deep frustration and insecurity. It's important to acknowledge that the world belongs to the youth, just as it once belonged to you. They are the ones shaping the future, creating changes, and forging paths in ways that may be beyond your immediate understanding or comfort zone. This may feel unsettling or even alienating at times, but that doesn't mean their vision is any less valuable. The truth is, constantly striving for their approval is a fruitless pursuit. It will only leave you feeling overlooked and disconnected. Instead of chasing their affirmation, you must find peace within yourself. Stand tall in your skin. The key to true wisdom and strength lies not in bending to others' expectations, but in embracing your sense of self-assurance. You've lived through the ups and downs, accumulated the wisdom that comes with age, and weathered storms that have shaped you into the person you are today. You owe it to yourself to honor that journey, without looking outside for validation. You do not need permission from anyone, especially not those who haven't yet walked the same path you have, to feel secure in who you are. Lead by example. Let your wisdom speak for itself. Show them, not through words, but through actions, how strength comes from within. In the end, true respect isn't earned by conforming to the trends or ideals of a younger generation. It is earned by living authentically, by showing up every day with courage, integrity, and confidence in your journey. So let go of the need for external validation and allow your inner strength to shine, because that's where the real respect lies. 2. Do not hoard possessions out of fear. The fear of scarcity can be a heavy weight on the heart, pulling us into a cycle of accumulating possessions as if holding on to things will shield us from the uncertainties of the future. It's a deeply ingrained anxiety, one that whispers to us that if we don't keep everything, we might one day face an empty cupboard, a life devoid of what we need to survive. But this fear is deceptive. We think we're securing our future, but in reality, we're only shackling ourselves to an ever-growing pile of material things. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that more stuff means more security, but nothing could be further from the truth. In the end, hoarding possessions only adds layers of heaviness to our lives, cluttering our space, clouding our minds, and preventing us from embracing the freedom that comes with simplicity. Imagine the weight lifting from your shoulders as you let go of what no longer serves you. The old clothes you haven't worn in years, the trinkets that hold no meaning, the outdated gadgets that never function as they should. These things are not your identity. They are just items that occupy space. What truly defines you is your capacity for love, your wisdom, the example you set for those who look up to you. When you begin to release what's unnecessary, it's like taking a deep breath after holding it in for far too long. Your life opens up. Suddenly, there's room for peace, for clarity, and for new experiences that you never thought possible. The act of letting go is not about loss, it's about freedom. It's about reclaiming your life from the burden of things that only tie you to the past. When you strip away what doesn't matter, what's left is the core of who you truly are, the things that cannot be touched, lost, or taken away by time. You are not defined by the items you own. You are defined by the love you give, the lessons you teach, and the legacy you leave. The future is bright, not because of what you have, but because of who you are. Letting go isn't just liberating. It's a declaration that you trust in yourself and in the beautiful unknown that lies ahead. 3. Do not dwell on what you have lost. As we grow older, loss becomes a reality we must face. It could be the loss of dear friends, the passing of family members, or even the gradual decline of our abilities. It's painful, and it's something we can never quite fully prepare for. I know that deep ache of loss. It can feel like a part of you is slipping away, leaving you with emptiness. But here's the truth that I've come to realize. Holding on to that grief, dwelling on what you've lost, only locks you in a place of sorrow. It chains you to a past that can no longer be changed, and that weighs heavy on your soul. It's okay to mourn, to feel the tears fall for the loved ones or the abilities that are no longer there. That grief is part of who we are as humans, and it's a beautiful way to honor what we had. But if you allow yourself to keep looking backward, you risk missing out on the incredible moments that are still within your reach. Life, no matter how much it may seem like it's taken, still offers us so much. There are new relationships to build, new memories to create, and so many lessons yet to be learned. It's like standing in the middle of a garden that once flourished but now has a few wilted flowers, and instead of focusing on the few withered petals, you choose to see the vibrant blooms still standing strong, reaching toward the sunlight. I've learned that you can choose gratitude, even in the face of loss. It's not easy, and it's a conscious decision you must make every single day. But when you do, it opens up space for new possibilities, for new adventures, and peace. What remains is often more than enough to carry you forward, and sometimes it's just about changing your perspective. So, allow yourself the grace to grieve, but don't let it be the only thing you focus on. There's so much life still waiting for you, if you only choose to see it. 3. Places not to go. 1. Do not go where you are not respected. As you grow older, it becomes even more essential to recognize the immense value of your time, your energy, and, most importantly, your dignity. These are not things to be taken lightly, especially when they are so often overlooked or underestimated by those around us. There comes a point in life when you must refuse to go to places or surround yourself with people who make you feel insignificant, irrelevant, or small. You do not deserve to be treated as though your voice doesn't matter or be spoken to with that dreadful air of condescension that often leaves you feeling drained and diminished. The world has a way of making us feel invisible as we age, but we must never let it convince us that we are unworthy of respect or consideration. It's heartbreaking to realize that in some spaces, your presence is only tolerated rather than truly appreciated, but that's not where you should remain. Your wisdom, your experiences, your resilience. These are treasures that should be cherished, not ignored or taken for granted. I believe that, as we age, we have earned the right to be surrounded by those who not only hear us but actively listen, who see the depth of our value and acknowledge the lessons we carry with us. Don't waste another moment in environments that drain you emotionally and mentally. Find the places and people who make you feel alive, who nurture your soul and make you feel seen, truly seen. You deserve to be surrounded by people who honor you, who respect your thoughts, your opinions, and your very existence. Never settle for anything less. Life is too short, and your dignity is far too precious to be given away to those who don't appreciate it. 2. Do not go where you are only tolerated, not wanted. As the years pass and life continues to unfold, a profound realization begins to settle in. The places and people you surround yourself with matter more than ever. In the earlier stages of life, we often settle for situations where we are simply tolerated, where our presence is allowed but not truly wanted. But as time progresses, this should no longer be enough. As you grow older, you begin to understand the value of your time, energy, and emotions. You become more discerning about where you place your attention, because every moment matters. The truth is, you deserve so much more than just being tolerated. You deserve to be welcomed with open arms, embraced for who you are, and cherished for the uniqueness you bring into the world. There is a subtle but powerful difference between being accepted and truly being welcomed into someone's life or a particular space. Acceptance can sometimes feel like a passive gesture. It may mean that people around you don't reject you outright, but they also don't make much effort to truly understand or appreciate you. It's like being a visitor in your own life, constantly feeling like you're on the outside looking in. But being welcomed, that is something entirely different. When you are welcomed, you feel the warmth, the sincerity, and the genuine joy that comes from being included. It's an invitation, a recognition that your presence is wanted, valued, and celebrated. You feel seen, heard, and loved. That's where true connection lies, in spaces where you are wanted, not just tolerated. Unfortunately, many of us spend more time than we realize in situations where we are tolerated, not truly welcomed. We may feel like we have to force ourselves to belong in a space, or we may find ourselves compromising who we are just to fit in. This can be especially true in relationships, whether familial, social, or professional. Over time, however, this kind of environment can begin to take its toll. Toleration, especially over long periods, subtly chips away at your dignity and self-esteem. It makes you question your worth, your significance, and your place in the world. The more you remain in these relationships or environments, the more your spirit feels weighed down. You begin to feel small, invisible, and disconnected from your true self. It's a slow erosion, but it can be incredibly damaging to your emotional well-being. I've seen it happen far too many times. People who stay in toxic friendships, strained family dynamics, or stifling work environments because they feel like they have no other choice. They remain because they think being tolerated is better than being alone, or because they fear the consequences of speaking up. But let me tell you, my friends, being surrounded by people who don't truly value you is far worse than being alone. Loneliness can be painful, yes, but it pales in comparison to the soul-crushing exhaustion of being in spaces where you're merely endured. Solitude can be deeply empowering when it allows you to reconnect with yourself, to reflect, and to make room for the people and environments that truly nurture your soul. Instead of tolerating the toxic relationships or environments in your life, you have every right and every reason to walk away from them. The older you get, the more urgent this becomes. You don't have time to waste on people who only offer half-hearted acceptance. You don't owe your precious energy to anyone who doesn't wholeheartedly appreciate the beautiful person you are. This doesn't mean that you should cut people out of your life without thought, but it does mean that you should set firm boundaries. Prioritize those who truly cherish you. Nurture relationships that make you feel alive, valued, and understood. Seek out spaces where you can grow, where your presence adds meaning, and where you can contribute to the happiness of others as well. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Imagine the incredible emotional freedom you will experience when you stop seeking validation from people who don't see you for who you truly are. When you choose to be in environments that celebrate your individuality and appreciate your contributions, you will find yourself flourishing. You will be surrounded by people who genuinely want the best for you, who will support you, lift you, and allow you to shine in ways you never thought possible. These are the kinds of relationships that will feed your soul, and the kind of environments that will nurture your personal growth. As we age, it's important to become intentional about our emotional and social investments. Your worth isn't measured by how many people tolerate you, but by how many people genuinely welcome your presence, your wisdom, and your light into their lives. You have the power to curate your surroundings, to eliminate the negativity, and to open your heart to the relationships and environments that truly serve you. Don't settle for being tolerated when you can be cherished. Life is too precious, and your time is too valuable, to remain anywhere where you're not truly wanted. So, choose wisely, and never settle for anything less than being wholeheartedly welcomed. 3. Do not go to places of suffering and negativity. Life inevitably brings its share of pain and hardship, and while it's crucial to face these challenges head-on, we must be careful not to get stuck in environments that reinforce despair and negativity. It's so easy to fall into the trap of revisiting painful places, whether they be physical locations or emotional states, that continuously drag us down. But here's the truth. Constantly surrounding yourself with negativity will only weigh you down, leaving you feeling exhausted and defeated. We deserve better than that. There are places, both in the world and in our hearts, that foster growth, renewal, and healing. These are the spaces we should seek. Think about the places that make you feel alive, that spark hope within you, where you are reminded of the beauty and potential of this very moment. These are the spaces where your spirit can breathe deeply, where you can recharge and reconnect with your truest self. It's in these spaces where we experience transformation and renewal, even when life feels heavy. On the other hand, some places drain you, places that leave you feeling less than you were before. Whether it's toxic environments, negative relationships, or even habits that weigh on your soul, it's crucial to recognize when something no longer serves you. Life is too precious, too fleeting, to waste it in spaces that keep you trapped in cycles of sadness, regret, or frustration. Don't let yourself be pulled back into despair. Instead, choose the places that uplift your spirit, that remind you of your strength, and that show you how bright your future can be. You have the power to choose where to invest your energy. Choose wisely. Choose healing. Choose growth. Life is far too short to spend it anywhere else. As we wrap up today's discussion, I want to leave you with a thought. We've covered some important ideas about choosing where to invest your energy, whether it's avoiding places of negativity or seeking out spaces that nourish your soul. So, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned so far. What's one thing that resonated with you the most, and what will you bring into your life moving forward? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please, Take a moment to comment below this video and share one powerful insight or lesson you've learned today. How do you plan to apply it in your own life? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you can continue receiving content that helps you grow, heal, and live with purpose. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments below.